Hey there, Foppers, and welcome back to a quest to finish every single video game. That's right, absolutely all of them. Today we're back with more Lobotomy Corporation, and I've just gone ahead and hired a few people. So I've taken these people from my list of characters that have been suggested in the past. Just because we needed more characters, I figured it would be smart to do that in between episodes. I'm just gonna get them decked out with some WoW gear, and we're gonna go right into the day. And yeah, I have ordered like a mic stand because even after I got this PC, you know, I think the audio has improved in some ways, but it doesn't sound as good, and it's strange because my mic setup is basically the same. But I'm gonna try with like a proper mic stand that I can move even closer to my mouth. Like, it's annoying because click sounds and stuff, that didn't used to be a big problem before with my old PC. And it's very noticeable now. I don't think the clicking of the mouse is the worst thing in the world, necessarily. But whenever I use a controller, that's just awful. And my controller used to be way closer to the mic before, and you couldn't really hear it that well, but now it's even louder than my voice, which is surprising. I don't know. I'm gonna try like a mic stand. I've ordered that. I hope it's gonna arrive like tomorrow, maybe the day after. It has been sent today, so I don't know when it's coming. Oh, we get doubt, of course. It doesn't matter. We should easily be able to take out those ones, right? I mean, come on, we even have clerks helping us out. We don't need to save the clerks. We can just let those die. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, clerks. Yeah, this seems to be totally fine, no issues. Yeah, so like I've ordered that. I hope that's gonna help a little bit, so maybe things start getting a little bit better at some point in time here. I don't know. I figured I'd try. It's not crazy expensive. It's like 50-60 bucks probably, if I'm gonna translate it for you guys, so it's more universal here. I'd say it's about there. And I mean, it's not top notch by any means, but it seems to be functional based on what I see. And you know, I'm not really planning on getting any top-notch equipment, spending hundreds of dollars for the best of the best. Sure, like, if ever I do end up getting monetized, maybe I'll save some if there's something I feel like I can improve. And I can invest a little bit more into some better gear. But I don't see the point right now. I think that's pushing it a little bit further than I need to. So it's just gonna be a cheap one, and I hope it works, and I hope it helps. If not, I really don't know what it is. Like, I've tried looking into it, and there are things called like noise gates and stuff, if you're familiar with audio editing. And basically that clips out certain sounds based on their frequency, I think. I don't really understand it, I'm not a professional when it comes to audio, but that's the gist of it, I think. The issue is, like, sure, maybe it could help with my mouse clicks and whatnot. That could work. But it wouldn't really help much when it comes to my controller, because my controller is louder than my voice. And that seems to cause some issues, or it's about the same loudness at least. And like, I've even seen like, you know, quick fixes. Like unorthodox ways to fix it that supposedly works for some people. Stuff like putting a blanket over your controller while playing and stuff. And I did give it a shot just to see if that helped, just as a temporary fix. It did absolutely nothing for me. Even like a thick like winter duvet. It's like thick, like all around. Doesn't help. It doesn't do anything. It wasn't noticeable to me, at least. So we're kind of stuck with this for the time being until I get some other gear, and if that gear doesn't help, then I have no idea. Maybe I just need a new microphone, or maybe I need a more expensive microphone, rather, a better one at some point. Or maybe it's just some audio settings that I need to learn. The things I've seen hasn't helped me at all. I've tried experimenting a little bit, but honestly, I have no idea when it comes to audio. I really can't wrap my head around it. I'm not good with like sounds and noises and stuff. I'm very bad at differentiating things, and you know, before and after and stuff. It either sounds similar to me or it sounds too extreme, and I'm not able to find a middle ground either that will make it less extreme, so I'm just kind of stuck really in that sense. I guess we can end this day now. I've just been training my employees, I guess. We have enough employees for now, so it's all good. Just let you guys finish your jobs since you're here. You know, we had the baker come in to shop at our place today, and they come in basically every single day. Actually, it's multiple times a day usually. They have like 2 or 3 people that tend to come in more or less once a day, each of them at least. See, do we get a good one? I like Forsaken Murderer. I think that works. Yeah, they come in like usually at least once a day, but oftentimes even 2 or 3 times. And well, first of all, they're very talkative people. They everyone that comes in, they're always down for a chat, you know. That's nice. I don't mind. But today, they bought something they haven't bought before, really. They started buying like flour and sugar and like some sort of vanilla, like for cream, you know. Those bags with vanilla cream that you just mix out yourself, you boil them. And that's unusual for them, because this baker, they don't actually buy supplies used for baking, like, ever. They usually buy, like, the cheapest hot dogs, the cheapest sausages, I guess. And they buy, like, the cheapest pizza dough. And their whole shtick is making, like, just rolling the hot dog into the pizza dough and just cooking that, and people buy like crazy. I imagine that's what a lot of bakers do. That's really most of their business. They also like they get some baguettes, you know, spread them out with like ham and cheese and stuff, of course. Oh, we get you. It's been a while since I've seen you, actually. I can't remember last time I had to face these clowns. Yeah, but they buy like well, they don't buy that for us. They do have other suppliers as well, but we're like right next to them. So very often they come into our place to get supplies because they don't order enough supplies, I guess. I mean, they probably don't want to over order, you know, order too much and it goes bad, and that's, well, that's not good. And although they probably get items cheaper from their suppliers, having a store next to you and you can buy the perfect amount, the like final bits of what you need, that's probably more lucrative, so you don't have to throw anything away unnecessarily. So that's what they do. And they really just create like lunch things. They don't really bake bread and cakes and stuff. So baker is kind of the wrong word. They're more like a chef just for lunch items. And I think that's very common, at least in like smaller cities and stuff where you don't have a lot of people. Because most people, at least here, they don't really go there to get bread. They get that at our store, you know, we sell bread. And a lot of people, they really stick by baker's bread, that's better, and I think that's usually true, probably. And honestly, it's about the same price as well. To most people, it's just easier, really, and you know, that's what you know. It's very unusual to go to the baker and buy bread. A lot of people do it, but certainly not most people. And so a lot of bakers, near me at least, they have ended up not really making too much baked goods. Most other bakers, they do have some bread and stuff. At least the ones like that are very central, like where all the people live. This one is like a little bit outside of town. So I imagine they don't have enough customers to really justify making a ton of bread. But they have started making bread and cakes now, and they had to say it like... They told me very clearly like, oh, we thought we would start baking a little bit. That's why we're buying these supplies that you've never seen us buy in your goddamn life before. And they said it in such a way, and I was like, well, that's cool. And they kept going like, yeah, we thought we would start making cakes. We thought we would start making bread. I was like, yeah, cool. And they kept talking about it like, yeah, that's something we want to start doing. And at some point I started getting the feeling that like they were really ashamed, maybe. Maybe it was just so unbelievable they bought these things, they really thought they had to justify it, or... I don't know, maybe they were being held at gunpoint and forced to buy these things. Something. They were talking about it like it was a big deal. I didn't really bat an eye at first. I guess I could have thought about it in hindsight, like, huh, I've never seen them buy flour before. But today was so... yeah, so... they focused so much on it, you know? Like it was such a big deal. And I think it's kind of funny, because they are a baker, and that should be their most bought item, I would think. But it's not. Their most bought item is definitely sausage and pizza dough. They usually have some sort of like bell peppers in it, for example. Something like that. They also buy a little bit of that. They like chop them up and put that in, I guess. I've never really bought that stuff. I'm very picky when it comes to lunch items. First of all, I don't really like cold meat. I got a thing against cold meat. Don't really want any of these. I don't remember if Letitia was bad. Let me look that up. And Letitia is one that's gonna be annoying, so I'm gonna take Pupu Day, even though... I don't know, Pupu Day shouldn't be too bad, really. But he does just breach every now and then for no reason whatsoever. So... well, we'll see. We'll see if it works or not. Probably gonna be just fine, right? Okay, we don't need another employee just yet, so we're gonna get that going later. That should be good. Just send it. Are we missing your gear? Yes, we are. Might as well just get that. We're missing your gear. Oh, I think we have most of the Teth gear. We won't really ever need to use it either. We should have enough WoW gear at this point in time, I think. What are your guidelines? Let me just double check you. Only do instinct, that's fine, that's easy to do. Easy to remember. Bad result is bad. And it will return to its units. But after eating a corpse or whatever. So we really don't want him to leave. Well, we can just suppress him though. It's not too bad to suppress him. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of good abnormalities thus far. None are a major pain. I think we can manage these ones. And yeah, our employees are getting strengthened at least a little bit. I do need to focus more on training. I'm gonna get that going later. It's fine, it's fine. We're training a little bit. Just doing some random work. No one is close to being max level yet, so nothing really matters too much. You're already done. Okay. And you're being taken out there, that's good. I really hope we can get a good tool after this one. Because we are gonna get a tool. And the tools, they are like... I feel like we never get good choices for tools. Luckily we can re-extract now. If I get a decent tool, I'm just gonna take it. I don't think we are missing any tool abnormalities. I don't know for sure, because I don't actually know what we're missing. But I don't think we are. This is fine. We have one for temperance. We have one for fortitude, 2 actually. You are good for prudence. We are missing something to train justice, really. We can like kind of get it at certain places, I guess. Like 1 sin is probably the best for training that actually. Not with you, at least. Note that. Not with you either. I don't think we're gonna Void Dream. I don't think we have any good options when it comes to repression with justice stats, really. So that sucks. Okay, well, let's just let these guys finish their works. I'm not grinding that much for gifts or whatnot. Also, it really irks me that, especially, I totally get that they lose their gifts and stuff on a day 1 reset. I mean, it sucks and it's really demotivating that all the grinding you do, it's lost. But it makes total sense. I think it's really lame that they lose everything on a memory repository reset. And I get why they do that, but it would suck to grind out extra stats and gifts for like 5 hours. Portrait works. We could take portrait for sure. I don't really want it. That might just be me though. Oh, do we take portrait? Sure. Say we have everyone at average decent strength, it should be fine. Maybe the person doing that can be kept out of combat somehow. Yeah. It sucks if you grind for like 4 hours and then on the final day you're forced into taking a bad abnormality. The final day before a memory repository. Or, yeah, a new memory repository day. And then you're forced to take a bad abnormality, and in order to get rid of that you need to lose all your progress. And that's like the right call to do, but then you need to redo all of that grinding. And I mean, I get that you lose your new employees and whatnot that you hired in between. But it totally sucks that you lose everything on the ones you had before. I get the stats, kind of. Because it would be relatively easy to like grind perfect stats for all employees if you kept it on memory repository resets. But gifts... I know there are some really good gifts. And I know that you could like... I guess in theory you could like fight Apocalypse Bird, for example, get the gift on all your employees and then memory repository Apocalypse Bird, like Big Bird or whatever, away and keep the wing on all your employees. And I can see why that would be strong. I guess it makes sense that it's designed that way. I feel like if they designed with the idea that certain things stay between memory repository resets, it could work. Unlike gifts, since ego gear, weapons and armor remains in a memory repository reset, I feel like an ego gift would also make sense to just stay the same between resets. Like, it makes sense lore-wise to me, at least. Maybe there's something I'm missing. No matter what, I say, someone has a lore reason for why something is the way it is in this game. You know, absolutely everything has a lore reason. There's nothing that doesn't. Even things you would think doesn't have a lore reason, it has a lore reason. They have explained everything. So there's probably a reason for that too, if I had to guess. But to me, without very deep knowledge of the lore, like, I have what the game has given me, you know, mostly. I've probably forgotten quite a few things, but I don't remember anything about that, really. Maybe I get more later in the game too. But just change the lore, dude, to allow for ego gifts to stay. And rebalance the game a little bit if needed, if that's too strong. Maybe some ego gifts like the wings could have like an extra line in the description, like this one is lost on a memory repository reset. I don't know, it could be fragile, kind of, to that kind of thing, to the technology or whatever. It is very strange that the ego gear stays but the ego gifts disappear. And like, it's great that the ego gifts stay sometimes, or the ego gear. It sucks other times, of course. Like, sometimes you do a hard boss and you lose all of it and you need to grind all of it back. But also sometimes, like, you just get an abnormality you don't really like just to get their gear, and then you can get rid of them. And that's good. So it's a double-edged sword. And I get that. I think it kind of sucks that you accomplish stuff and then you lose it all. I mean, this isn't really like a roguelike game. It is tagged as that in Steam. I thought it would be more roguelike. I mean, technically there are roguelike elements. So you can call it a roguelike game. And that is accurate. But it's not what you think of when you hear a roguelike. You think of like, you do one run, maybe it takes like an hour or something, but you're supposed to do it in one sitting. Whereas here, a run, even without grinding, is easily gonna take many hours. And then you add in the grinding and like, you're kind of supposed to grind for hours, it seems. So yeah. Well, at least we're basically done with this department now. That's good. That's good. Just need to do one more day, and it's an easy day. I just need to work on my employees. We have some people done with instinct here. Well, up to level 5 at least. We have you. Fortitude, yeah. Move the prudence ones down. The ones that are finished in prudence. Move you up. Makes it easier for me to train better. Begin management for me, please. Yeah, we just train everyone up. Try to get people up to like at least level 4 in a few things here. We can do insight work with you. Okay. Is that smart? I don't know. But we can. And we try getting people up. Little Bobby is gonna be an absolute powerhouse by the end of this, I'm telling you. Yeah. There are a lot of, well, I guess this is the first game in the series. There are a lot of things that could be hammered out. Of course there are like bugs and glitches. And that's so and so. I mean, it's the first game, there are gonna be some things. It would be neat to get an update, you know, to get rid of some of them. Especially the memory leak things, because that's actually a major issue when it comes to your enjoyment and playability of the game. But also just some other things. I have heard that there are a lot of glitches. I think I've encountered some. I don't immediately remember any major ones. Right off the get-go. So I guess it's not too bad for me anyways. Although it's been worse for other people. Punishing bird is out, that's fine. Just a shame we can't train with you. But it's all cool. Oh, we're still missing boxes. I thought the day was over. Now it's over. Great. Mostly it's the game design. I feel like this game doesn't really lend itself too well to the roguelike elements. I think, yeah, I don't know. If it was rebalanced, you could have it be more streamlined in a way. That would remove the random abnormalities though, or just absolutely screw you if you get a bad one. That's the core issue there, and that's a big part of the game, the random abnormalities. You can't really play this game without it. And I appreciate that the game is set up in a way to make you see all of them, if you want to finish it. I appreciate that there are more abnormalities, you don't need to have everyone in your facility. I think it would be worse if you were like, if you didn't get the choice of abnormalities and there was just one abnormality for this spot, one for this spot, one for this spot. I think that would end up making the game a whole lot worse. And I guess in order to have that, you need to have those resets every now and then. I just feel like the resets, they take too much out of you, especially given how much grinding is required. Maybe they should just be nicer when it comes to getting experience and stuff. At least some more bonuses to help you along. Could be nice. I don't know. Like, how could it work? Like for each department you have unlocked or finished, whatever, you get like a permanent little bonus to XP for the rest of the game, like for the next of the runs and stuff. Not, I mean, that's a core suppression reward, but you could have a smaller one just as a permanent little extra bonus, and I feel like that could do a lot. Just whenever you make some progress in a run, even if you do end up restarting, you get back faster, and you need to do less grinding. I don't know. I don't mind that there is grinding, but I feel like it shouldn't be necessary to win the game, to grind for hours on end. I think that's honestly boring design in a lot of games. I'm sure some games, it can be fun to grind in certain games. It's just the fact that you lose it all. You're gonna lose it all in a regular playthrough. Unless you know exactly what you're doing, you're gonna do at least one day one reset, probably multiples. And you're gonna lose all that grinding, and you don't really get that back without grinding more. And that is my biggest gripe with this game. It sure is my biggest gripe with this game. I don't know how it could be done better though. I think just a little boost whenever you make progress would do a lot of it. Like, of course, there's always gonna be the issue of if you grind equally as much next time, you're gonna be way stronger when you get to a certain point, and that might not be what they want. Then again, you could actually just spend the entire first day upon unlocking a new department and getting 5 employees, just grinding them the hell out to max. In theory, if it wasn't for the glitch that crashes your game if you spend too long. But you could do that. There's nothing stopping you except for yourself. So, like, would it really be bad to just make it slightly easier to do that? You know? I don't know. There's probably some balance thing going on. But I really don't look forward to a day one reset, and I think this sucks. This is lame. Just, I've finished the day, I want to move past it, but I can't really do that because I feel like I'm not even training enough now, you know? I think I need to train way more than I have been in order to succeed in the challenges. And I think grinding as a mechanic, it's better when it's not necessary. It's way better when you grind because you find something difficult. It's like a difficulty slider that you can adjust in-game almost. I think that's more satisfying and it's better. But in order to win the game, you don't have to grind, it's just gonna be more difficult. I think that's always when games do it the best. When they don't force you to grind, they just reward you for grinding. And you can use that to easier progress past a tough challenge or whatever, if you really can figure it out. Like for example, if I've realized that Bina suppression isn't going well, and I could just grind the day before, that would be great. The issue is that if my characters are not good enough before Bina suppression, like especially in this game because it's glitched, there is a chance that it's impossible for me to get strong enough employees. And that's what's really scaring me. And also the days after, you know. I don't know what's to come. We are not taking White Knight. You can get White Knight this early. We could take the camera. I want to re-extract though for new abnormalities. All around helper is good. Spider Bud is also good, but we already have 2 that can train instincts. All around helper can even train justice, which is the biggest thing we are missing. So that totally works perfectly actually. I think B is strange. I think B might be a separate character from Hokma, which is strange because Hokma is B. I don't know though. I feel like there needs to be some clarification there. Maybe if I just read more into it. That could totally be. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that episode there, folks. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope you see the next one. And remember, if you want to become a Fopper just like us, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free, and it really helps me out. Anyways, have a nice day, and goodbye.